Hey, MFFLs, a couple of ways you can support the show here on Dallas Mavericks today. The easiest is, well, like the video. All you got to do is click one button. Click that like button. Also, be active in the comment section. Weigh in on our thoughts on the show and share your thoughts because Jeffrey Cooperstein and myself are always reading them. But then, Coop, if they want to go the extra mile, hit that subscribe button.
Absolutely, and at the end of today's show, I promised I would give you guys shout-outs if you shared the video, so be on the lookout for that. We had a lot of shares, so I'm going to run through a lot of names here at the end of the video.
All right, let's get it. Let's hop in here. Harrison Graham, Jeffrey Cooperstein. Thought we'd do something a little bit different, Coop. You came up with this show, some Mavericks hot takes ahead of the upcoming season.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I think I just racked through my brain, and what are some hot takes that maybe could come true for the Mavericks in the 2023-2024 season? This was the first one, Harrison. Top 4 seed in the Western Conference. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility whatsoever, especially when you have Luka Doncic. And I think that when Kyrie and Luka finally get together, they'll be able to figure it out, and this team will be pretty good.
Yeah, I would call this this is between like a mild and hot take to me. This is not scalding.
Yeah, it's not a scalding
when
take.
you have Luka and Kyrie, in a world where they figure it out, the goal should be to win 50 games. That's very reasonable. I mean, you're talking about two of the top 10 scorers in the sport, top 12 scorers in the sport. They could very conceivably average 60 points combined this upcoming season. When they played together, they averaged 57 points per game. They averaged over 13 assists as well. They can both score at all 3 levels. So if they figure out how to maximize their ability together, Coop, there's no reason why this team can't flirt with the top 4 seed.
Yeah, definitely. It didn't really translate into wins last year, which was the disappointing thing, but as you can see with your stats on screen, in the 16 games they did play together, they were electric. I mean, they were one of the best backcourt duos in the NBA, and I expected this year to work a little bit more because the roster construction will be a little bit better, and they'll have the supporting pieces around them that are capable of putting together winning performances.
Next one here, Coop, Jaden Hardy, 15 points per game. Tell the folks why you think that's possible.
I think Hardy is going to get a lot of minutes. I think he's going to start the season as the 6th man, and I think he might be getting 28 minutes a night. I believe the Mavericks really want to push Jaden Hardy and see what he can do, especially early in the season. And I believe in Jaden Hardy's scoring ability. I think last year, and we'll take a look at the stats here in just a moment, he averaged about 8 points a game, but he really didn't play a whole lot of minutes. So I think Hardy, with the extra minutes and the extra development that he got this summer, it'll pay off, and he'll be really good for the Mavericks.
This all comes down to trust. If he earns minutes, he's gonna score because he just knows how to score. He can shoot the ball from 3, he can get to the rim, he's physical enough to take on defenders and finish through contact. I mean, you see the numbers, almost 9 points per game. I love the 40% three-point shooting. I think that comes down a bit, but I think he'll get to play more, so he'll get more opportunities. And yeah, I think it's very possible that he flirts with 15 points per game because let's just say he plays 24 minutes a game, he plays half the game. He's probably going to chuck up, 12, 13 shots. If he makes 5, 6, 7 of those, that's 15 points right there.
It all comes down to what Jared Dudley said earlier. It all comes down to his commitment on defense and his ability to work off the ball. If Jaden Hardy can figure that out, he is going to play early and he's going to play often for this team.
Yeah, and they need a flamethrower off the bench, and he's got a chance to do that. We'll set the over-under at 14.5 points per game. Type O for over if you're with Coop. You think he'll average 15 or more. Or type U for under. Let's be bold. Let's be ballsy. That's what we're doing here on Mavericks today. Give me the over on Jaden Hardy points per game. Here's a scalding take.
This was the hottest one in the bunch.
The Mavs trade for Rudy Gobert.
We all know the Mavericks need a center. That's no secret. It's basically every video we do on the channel. It's what we talk about. We find ideas to get the Mavericks a center and upgrade. Rudy Gobert, I think, is gettable because I'm pretty sure that Minnesota would love to get off of that contract despite trading 5 first-round picks for him last summer.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of the most brutal decisions of all time, if we're being completely honest, by that Minnesota front office. Not because Gobert's a bad player. It's just a massive overpay. I mean, it's ridiculous that they gave up that much. And look, as much as I've trolled Gobert and have disliked some of his antics and, even his play at times, you can't deny the fit. He's a great disruptor at the rim, even if he's not blocking shots, which he does pretty well, even though the blocks are down last year. he alters, sometimes, Coop, double-digit shots per game. I mean, he is a force on that side of the
he's
court.
he's still an elite rim protector, and he's still an elite rebounder, and that's something that the Mavs could desperately use. And the Mavs could also use another veteran presence. I really do think Rudy Gobert's fit with Luka would be quite good. I think they could run the pick and roll pretty effectively.
Yeah.
Gobert does have a little mid-range jump shot that he can hit from about 15 feet, so I would love the fit, but it's the contract and it's the cost that it would get that would really give me pause on trading for Gobert.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if the Mavs flirted with that idea. Now, do you guys want more videos, year-round coverage, daily coverage sometimes, news, rumors, analysis? We had you covered throughout free agency and the draft. Of course, if new moves happen, we'll still have that covered. Watch parties, question mark. If you guys subscribe, if we get more folks on the channel, that could be in the works at some point this season, especially if they make the postseason, Coop.
Oh, yeah. Well, if they make the postseason, I'll be here if it's me by myself, myself, and I. We love the Mavs, and we love covering the Mavs, so be sure to subscribe and look out for our content because we're just getting started here.
How about some rookie hot takes, Coop? Walk us through these.
Yeah, my first one was Omax will be first-team All-Rookie, and here's why. I think Omax is going to play early, out of necessity more than anything, because the Mavs have a desperate need for wing defense. And from what I saw in the Summer League, and I know it was Summer League, I loved Omax's length and I loved his energy. I think he plays with 105% energy on every single play. Now, that might get him cut out in a couple situations, but he's a guy that has an absolutely high motor, and he can play the positions that the Mavs really need at the 3 and the 4. And then Derek Lively finishing the season as the starting 5. I think he's just going to get better as the season goes on. And while the Mavericks have some capable veterans in Rashawn Holmes and Dwight Powell, I think Lively is really going to show his potential, and he'll do it enough to where he's put in that starting lineup.
I like that second one, especially if the Mavs don't make a move for a center, Coop. Like, that should be what we want. Like,
Absolutely.
If it's a trio of Holmes, Powell, and Lively, if game 80, Derek Lively is your starter, that's a successful season, because that means that he showed enough to earn the trust to surpass Dwight Powell and Rashawn Holmes, who are decent NBA centers, but you're obviously hoping, not only right away you'd hope, but long-term especially, that he can be a much higher level center in this league.
Absolutely, and the bottom line is the Mavs need these guys to contribute in the season in their rookie year, just because of how bad last year went. They need these guys to be able to add to the depth on nights where maybe Kyrie Irving is sitting or Luka is sitting on a night of a back-to-back. They're going to need guys that they frankly need to step up who didn't last year.
And look, let's be honest, like, the Mavs had an opportunity to trade the number 10 pick, which technically they did and move back to 12, but for a player. They did not. They wanted Derek Lively. They had a chance to go and get the 24th pick and get Olivier Maxence Prosper. Like, they committed to 2 draft players when we were leading up to the draft, Coop, we thought they wouldn't have a single
player. We
were
thinking they weren't going to have one player from this 2023 NBA draft, but I'm really happy with the guys they got.
Yeah, and the bottom line is clearly the Mavs like these 2 players because they're a team trying to win now. They easily could have tried to get more veteran type of players. They've committed to these guys. I'm excited to see what they can do here in their rookie campaigns. Now, which newcomer will have the biggest impact on the Mavericks this year? Drop a name in the comments below. I think early on it'll be Omax, but I do think by the end of the season we could be the conversation could be the Mavs have their center for the next decade.
I'm going to take Omax for this year. I think Lively long term, but in year 1, give me Omax.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay.
Yes.
The NBA Cup, which I'll be honest, I didn't even know this is what they were calling
it. I didn't know this.
Mid-season tournament.
I didn't know this until they revealed the trophy for it and they called it the NBA Cup. I was like, there is no way that's what they're calling it. Apparently it is. So I'm just going to say the Mavs are just going to win this damn thing. They're going to get the $500,000 bonus per player, whatever it is. They're going to win the cup. They're going to lift the championship in Vegas.
Hey, let's do it. Let's party. If the Mavs win the cup in Vegas, we will talk about it on the channel. I can't overpromise. I don't know what we're going to do.
Yeah, we'll talk. If they win, we'll definitely talk about it.
If they're I'll tell you this. If they're one of the 4 teams in the semis or whatever, we'll do watch party.
I'm in.
We'll do watch
Say
party.
less.
All right. And then, is this the last one, Coop?
Yeah, last one.
Luka wins MVP. We've kind of been on this a little bit. I'm in the camp of this feels like a Luka Giannis
revenge tour.
FU tour, whereas, like, people aren't writing them off. Like, they're still considered 2 of the top 5 players in the league, but, like, you know, Giannis is drawing flack for losing in the first round. Luka and the Mavs, they crashed and burned last year. I think Luka Doncic is going to have his best season yet.
And he had a pretty damn incredible season last year
he was
individually. Awesome. Obviously, the team didn't get to where they wanted, but 32.4 points, 8.6 boards, 8 assists, almost 50% from the field. And he's just gotten better every single season that he's been in the NBA. He is one of the top 3 players in the league. I don't care what anyone says. I believe that he's going to have a great season, and I think at the end of the year, especially if the Mavs are that number 4 seed or better in the Western Conference, Luka wins the MVP.
Yeah, it's coming at some point, and that point could be here in the 23-24 season.
I'm not going to guarantee that he wins an MVP in his career. I would put it at a 95% chance he wins.
I'm very confident he will.
He's going to win one.
I mean, he's what, 24?
He's 24 years old.
He's got another decade probably in terms of MVP window.
He's going into year 6. I think this is the year Luka puts it all together. I think he got pissed off at what people were saying about him last year and all the criticisms that he received. It starts here in the FIBA World Cup. I think he's going to be in good shape and have a great FIBA World Cup. And then he's going to come into the Mavs season pissed off and ready to go.
I absolutely love it. Give us your hottest Mavericks take in the comment section below. Maybe there's something Coop and I haven't even thought of yet. Maybe you think Kyrie's going to win MVP. That would be a hot take. Drop your hot takes in the comments. We'll be reading them, and we'll see you next time.